I appreciate you guys trying to help me find this connection from the columns here out to the connection of the wall system here for the decking. Now, this says BMA, 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 all the way down here, but here there's nothing here. If we go to BM, BM stands for beam, but this appears to be the letter A, alpha, and it's duplicated all the way down, BMA. That's why in the video I posted here showing, okay, hell of a view, no. Yeah, so the video I posted just now with you guys, content. Where the heck is it go? Right, so Eduardo says, go here. Okay, read more. So this is a PDF. He says go to S5 of 14, page 30 on PDF. All right, so we're there. The issue I'm having is is this. Let's go here to this one. So as I asked this Mike here to redo a different rendering, he appears to be following my, since I'm the only one that says this is how it happened, Mike appears to be following my channel here. So I'm critiquing his video, and I said that, you know, I want to pay him to do my version of it a little bit better than that. If that was my version, I believe that his version that he, where you're getting the pull off here, he's left out beams under here. So let's go a little faster. Let's go across. Where are you? I'm trying to scrub a little bit. Oh, I don't think that doesn't make sense. I don't think it was that long. Okay, maybe it was that long. Hold on. Bear with it. All right, right there. So Mike has this right here, this guy pulling away. And remember, this is a computer-generated video here, so it can do things that real life can't do. For example, it's elevated itself up higher. It's going down here, but now it's acting like a fulcrum and lifted itself up. This is elongated up, which wouldn't happen. It would go down, if anything, and pull down. So that's that rendering may look fancy and everything else, but it's defective. It would, you know, you can't. The materials didn't get longer here. So let's let it. Yeah. Oh, it's not playing. Hold on. Let's let it play for a second here again. So, and you have the column, and there we go. So now they've gotten shorter. So they stay here, no fractures around them. I believe they started over here is where a puncture happened, but this is what he's leaving out, is that here, more columns anyway, but he's leaving out the extra columns. So as my man said, go to S5. I've been on S5 already. I think I did a video on this, but I thank you, it's S2. I thank you for verifying that that's all you could find also. And a couple other people, I'm putting this video out there so you guys can do some heavy lifting and help me search for this. And some of you are architects and also draftsmen. Maybe old school draftsmen can see what's going on here. But we have what appears as, it says BMA, 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 BMA. So this it's multiple, a lot more columns. And see, this appears to be the building structure. And from here tying back, it appears to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This one not tying back. But here's BMA across here, going this direction. I can't determine what BMA is on these drawings. Now, I know what BM33 is. It's up right here. Right there, it's up right here, meaning I'm pointing to it now. You got a 7-foot deck here. So you got a beam dash A, which I can't identify yet. Keep in mind, I am really working. I just come into the video, see your comments, and try to work on it. I'm working on this still, and I'm also working on my own project. But the here's your tie back into the wall. If I can distinguish what BMA is, all right. So it would look like. Let's see if I can do this. So there's your BMA, except for no tie back here. But yet the deck is connected to the structure. So a span would be here to here. Here would be still the same spans, but we got some supports going on if this BMA is equal to the underside of the deck, integral with the deck. I don't know. I can't find BMA. So I ask you to do some heavy lifting here and confirm that. Oops, wrong side of the building. Good news is I can go around, I think. Yeah, that's the back side. The other side of it. There we go. Yep, I can go around. So one more step, spin around, and so there's this. Well, how did that happen? 2021. Okay, we'll take 2021. Let me spin back around. I don't know if I can go through the building. Oh, I don't have to. Looks like I have to. Hold on a second. Let's go back around the back side again. Let me spin around a little more. So there's this column. Can I shift over? Yep, it shifts beautifully. All right, so there's this column. This one is that span from here to here. I believe that it's from here to here. Now, what is BMA? So you can see there's no BMA there. If BMA in fact is a supporting thing, this would be supporting also your flower pot. So we can your flower pots for people who are worried about the flower pot thing. And let's see if I can go backwards down here. So BMA is. So how do I shrink that? Right. Trying to shift over and drop down to beams again. So here's your beams. And as you can see, I can't find a BMA on here. I can find BM42. I can find everything but BMA. You know, I can find everything but that. And that's that bracing back to the wall that I talked about. And I had somebody really get upset when I said there's beams going back towards the wall when I did that metal design. And this is how I interpret those beams going back to the wall, that image here. And the person said, you, whatever, it's you know, it's just over top of the, I'm like, oh, relax, you know, just ask the question. Let's see if I can give you some clarity like I'm doing now. So we don't see, over here, we don't see any BMAs or anything connecting here. This is just like the floor decking. It's just, that's why punk shear's around it. And I think we're getting a lot less punk shear around here because we got the transfer over here. And this is where our weak hole is, I believe. Now, that would give us our pulling away. Now, again, we have 1, 2, correction. I didn't do a full screenshot of that one. So we go back up here to S5. So S5 would be, boy, I did that in the wrong video before, didn't I? I was half tired. I was up here talking about these right here as if they were here. I was really tired that night. I think that video's still up there because I said I made a mistake and came down here and did that. And then a couple of seconds later, I go back up to there and still talk about it. It happens. I get a little dyslexic sometimes. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, tie back, 5, 6 tie back, column standing. And so I like Mike's idea, but he's got the structure down to 3 total pieces out here. So Mike, you can improve on that. Appreciate it. Like I said, I'll pay you to do not for free. I'll pay you to do my version, my rendering with a little more, no offense, a little more cleaner. Since it is my version of how the collapse happened coming off the wall, I don't have to worry about any copyright issues and things like that because I'm the original of that, which I've given NIST permission to use, so they can then use it. So they asked that I give them full permission to do their own rendering, so they can actually do a rendering like that. And they said they can give me credit or they can not give me credit. I'm like, I don't care. Yeah, so that one's there. So I already did that. I already shared that content. and this one too. So it's already, it's not too far from what it actually happened. Okay, so yeah, but that's my rendering. I mean, that's my thing. And this guy, yeah, I saw your comments. You don't know the public code, the current code where I'm working, so your comments are actually false. So I'm not going to leave them up there. So where are you? Back to this. Oh, the drawings. So I need help still to see how it's tied in here. This BMA is practically useless to me. It's nice. It looks pretty. What is it? Is it just a block masonry unit wall going up? Is it a gap in it? What is it? I can't make it out. BMA. BMA, which is beam. BM is beam for their schedule. And then you've got, this is the top. They got an overlay of different things. This is the deck, and that's that planter section in the bump out. I mean, maybe this bump out right here is a transfer beam. So we have the bump out over here. Somewhere there's a bump out with these, yeah. I think it's over here. I think it bumps out a bit, like right here. See that setback? See if I can zoom in. See how this bumps out, and there's a setback of the wall here, and this wall is here, so you come out to the window, you can make a turn and come out to the porch. A transfer beam, and I better, is so imagine this is the floor. You can come out to the deck, all the way up. But to avoid an overhang, you put a beam across these columns from here to here, and now you can load your floors all the way up. So there's the transfer beam. So this beam goes from there, and now you can have your loads across it. This is also, I guess the structure also bumps out over here, so that would be a transfer beam, but then the problem I'm having is, oh no, that's a bump out here too then, isn't it? That would be a transfer beam, the BMA, if I can find this bump out in the images. So I don't quite find that, unless I'm off by a step. So the first one would be, because that looks like that plane, and then does this have? I'm asking, not trolling. I'm asking. Does this have 3 step out? So is this a bump out, and then it's a secondary bump out? I'm asking, not trolling you guys, because then that would give us our reason why we have this BMA here, and then we would need, so if this is a transfer beam, interesting, that would be a transfer beam then, BMA. So that would be a transfer beam from here to here, and then this would be a tie-in beam to that span, and then this would load whatever they're loading on top of it, taking the load there, which is nice. And then this is how it's starting to look to me. And then this would be a beam under here, BM 33, but I can't be sure where BM 33 actually is. Is it here? Although so I can't be sure where this is pointing. Tom and I spoke on the phone. Tom, it was a nice conversation with you. Tom's a mechanical engineer in here. You remember the old school sketching? We both do. And this is the problem now. This has been scanned, and the arrow, the identification marks are not clear here. Now, I'm lost in translation here. Is there something across there is the question. Here's another beam, BM 35 is BM 34. So these are these. So is this in the ground? Is this the? Yeah, this might be the giant one. Let me zoom out. This might be the tension beam setup. Let me see. I'm not sure. It's kind of looking like that. But this will be a transfer beam all the way up. There's an elevator shaft over here somewhere. It also acts as a shear wall, but this going down, if you make this fail, you make this fail and that fail if this is a transfer beam type setup. Transfer beam. Let's see if sorry, I apologize. Transfer beam, and let's look at images. So maybe they'll do better for me. There we go. That's awesome. That's awesome. So because it gives you an idea how you're getting one beam over here beam. Now this, wait a minute. All right, so this one's so the loads can be put on top of this one, and this floor deck can be put on top of this one. But then they did another transfer beam down here on top of this one to transfer into there. That's quite a few transfer beams going on. It's kind of pretty. That's why I said it's nice. Let's see here. So that's just a beam. And there's the floor. That would be similar to our construction like that, but these are huge beams down there. So the load is, unsupported spans from here to here with rebar. And it looks pretty tight, doesn't it? Concrete transfer beams. And then in here might be, they're pretty big. It might be columns going up to take all the way up to the roof to take some heavy load. Here's a transfer beam. So they wanted to put a column there, but they wanted an opening here. So you put a column here, and put a beam over it, and then you load it with another beam or column, as you would like to say. So that way you guys don't get confused. You can call this a beam also, but a column, but you can't call this a column. All right, so column, and then put a beam on top of it, and then another column. So that way it helps me orient with you guys better. But you can call that a beam. You can call me Ray if you like. And you can see this is sort of like what we have here. There's a deck and then a beam on top. You see the gap between there. So they built this deck, and then they put the next beam on top of it. Rebar usually sticks out of here, and when they pour around it, they then can make this column integral into this one by locking in the rebar, the reinforcement, into that deck below. That's a cantilever, and it's pretty beefed up to be able to take those loads. You see how it's cantilevered over, so the reactions are back here somewhere, and they share across this also, depending how this is built. Wrapping, oh, that's a testing? Yeah, that's testing. So here's your transfer beam again. So what is a transfer beam? So then that's going to transfer the load down here and down here. These guys are just straight down. But this is the opening that they wanted, and this gives them that. So let's go to, this allows them to still run columns. But then this would be a bigger beam. That's what I'm thinking is going on here, but for that bump out of the structure. But I'd have to prove the bump out of the structure is very difficult, right? Because I don't really have close-up images like that to show the step back. But you know what's so cool is that YouTube, this channel is now on this subject, and just so you guys know that I looked at the analytics last night. I love this. 25%, it's 24 and some change, are now women interested in this topic. Ages are from 35 to 65. There's like one person under 17 that's interested. But so 24%, 1/4, I'm talking to women. And with that said, the women in here, like Lucy, is awesome getting the data, bringing it over. So Lucy and everyone else, please join in and share. Do some lifting. I call it you doing a heavy lifting when you find the data for me. So you now know what I'm looking for. I'm looking at my messages. I got to look at this message. Give me a second. This message has been keep coming in. What the hell is this? Headband. What the hell? Okay. All right. So now you see what I'm looking for. And so the spans go from here to here, and this is kind of intriguing. This 1'6", right? This 1'6" is intriguing because you see 1'6" over here also. And just so you guys, I'm being redundant now because I realize people are not going to follow every last one of my videos. But 1'6" is also the shape of, a little bit zooming in. It might be this distance from here to here. It might be 1'6". There's an or part. Come on. Rotating around. Or 1'6" could be from here to here. I think it's from here, from the column, face of the column, out to the edge. Remember, keep in mind that's got some built-up materials on it too. I saw it when it looked like plywood or something. So this 1'6" could be here's the column, and then you go out 1'6", and this is also 1'6". Okay, location. This is the lobby level framing plan. And last thing I'll say, or partly I'll say, is that I'm looking for the cracks. So heavy lifting, find me where they did the epoxy injection. I do have this, right? Where can we correlate this 21 pages? find me, please, where it correlates the epoxy injection across this. I'll tell you my bias. My bias is down here, that the epoxy injection was down here. The failures started here. The butterfly of the deck started here and caused the ripple effect back to here, shaking the building. And why do I say that? Because we have a secondary video. We have a next video start stating this. My confusing statements are the guy in the first floor that he says that the floor below him collapsed. We also have the driveway collapse. By the driveway, we have the driveway. Driveway. So, exercise room. Tom and I talked on the phone. Tom thinks he had the same conflict I had. He thinks that the guy on one is really, it's like he's on the second floor, not the first floor. I'm confused too. I wish we could figure that out, but we'll resolve that another time. Back to this one. So I'm still looking for the connections here from the deck, the tie-in, the literal tie-in. How did they do it? See a little hook, J-hook here in the steel rebar reinforcement? Where is it here, the deck, showing J-bar and tie-in to this structure? This looks like it stops here. I don't see any overlap of there, because there are different elevations too. Keep in mind, this elevation is 12'9". The deck is 11'10". And inside here, we jump to 13'4". So that's why I have a huge beam in the lower garage inside here. Inside here that this connects to. This person just has 3 beams and connected to the columns directly without the transfer, what I believe are transfer beams, and then the extra bump out. He also has the building in a plane, straight plane. So that's where I think it's a very nice start, and it's complimentary. I'm not trying to insult him because I really want his help. With that said, hey, on the collapse of the Something Studios helped me, did a couple of drawings. Could you, if you're still around, what's it from the collapse of the building, Louisiana collapsed building, right? Hard Rock Hotel. He did some beautiful renderings, and could he, if he can get Something Studios, I forget his name. I haven't seen him at all. If he could jump in and help me do this rendering, I'll pay him also to do it. To me, it's worth it for the good data, and that's what I think of that. Of course, I'm not getting paid for the videos, but I'm willing to pay someone else for their work. All right, so let's terminate. Oh, so please do a like, a thumbs up, and comment, because that helps with the algorithm. That's how you can thank me. Do that, please. So and if you don't want to do the video, the studio guys, still comment, say, nah, I pass. And you guys should still follow his channel. He really was very nice when he did that before, and he shared the data. So if you guys want to see if he's still doing videos down there, I would still recommend his channel. All right, take care, guys. Love you all, except for the haters. Dislike you totally. All right, so please, again, please comment. That helps with the algorithm. Sorry I can't reply to everybody. It's the comments. You be careful what you wish for, and I wish for the comments, please. But then I get a lot of questions, and hopefully I can just answer them as I go here. With that said, I'm going to show you a tension break. Lucy just sent me something. Thanks, Lucy. You just got a shout out, but I'm going to terminate this video and look at Lucy's email. Bye.